Hello everyone, welcome to the very first video of Hack Halt. This is Vishal Mishra and we are today going to study about file security in Linux system. So the Linux security model is based on one that is used in Unix system and it is as rigid as the Unix system and sometimes even more. So today we will study about how to make system more secure. Okay, first we use this command list -l that will list all the files in your directory, and as you can see this is a directory because it starts with the D and it shows it's who owns this directory and who is the group to that this directory belong. And as you can see, this is a file. It's a dash, actually that means it's a file, and the permissions are and it belongs to the user Vishal and the group Vishal. So that's how these exercises are implemented in the Linux system. These are some access mode codes. 0 is for, you can see, no permission may be granted or it is left. 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 for execute permission. So these are just symbolic notation of the what read write means. And these are the user group code. U means user permission, group means group permission, and O means for the others. Well, what happens in a system? A file or directory belongs to a user who is the owner of that file, and there is a group to which that file belongs. That means anyone in that group can have access to that file depending upon the permission that he have. Okay, and there are some other people also that can access the files. They have permissions. So we have to set permission for these three different peoples: the owner, the group, and the others. Let's make a directory test1 and let's see what it gets the permission. By default it gets the permission of read, write, execute, read, write, execute, and execute. As you can see, this is a directory. It must have an execute permission because the directory has to be executed in order to open. Okay, and it by default, because I have created that, it belongs to the user Vishal and group Vishal. Okay, so you can test it out by this simple command, that to whom this file or folder belongs. Okay, so now next you can just change the permissions of the file by using chmod. This is a command about which we will be discussing in after a few moments. So let's get to the tools and finally discuss about that. So first we will use this command id. Id is by this command you can get the ID of a user, ID of a group. Okay, so here it shows that Vishal have ID of 1000. This is a UID, user ID, and GID means a group ID. That means a Vishal is a user that belong to a group Vishal. Okay, similarly there are other IDs and GUIDs which are shown here, and you can use a umask command which shows a default mask. That means whenever a file will get created, to by default get this user mask added to it. Okay, you can change the user marks by yourself by just giving the command umask and by defining your marks like 0022. Okay, now change the permission of the directory chmod 755. Okay, and finally we have changed. Now just move to our next command, which is chmod. This command is used to change the permission, as we have already seen that how we have changed the permission of a directory. And you can get more information about this command using chmod --help. It will show you different options like recursive option. You can use a -r to recursively implement these permission to a directory or somewhere. Okay, so there are different ways through which you can use this command, verbose, etc. And this is our next command, chown. With this command we can change the user owner and the group owner of a directory or a file. So chown Vishal, that means he has changed the user to Vishal and group to Vishal of a directory test. So let's check it out. Yes, we have successfully changed that. Okay, so now let's try something out different. Now we will change the user owner to root and group to Vishal. Well, this group will be same. Okay. Oops, I think I don't have the permissions. Let's put a sudo, and here goes my password. Okay, so now let's check it out. Okay, so finally we have changed the user of the test1 directory. Now it's root. Okay, that means this directory belongs to root, and a group Vishal can have access, and it has X and R, that means execute and read access on this directory. Okay, now here's our next command, change group or chgrp. Okay, with this command we can change the group. So we have also changed the group to root. So let's test it out. Okay, so we have changed the user as well as the group to root. Remember guys, you can use ch1 also to change the group, but it's the chgrp is specific for this purpose, so you can use whatever you want, whatever you wish. Okay, so these two are very important commands. And next we have directory versus files. As we discussed a little bit, that what directory have is a little bit of more power to it. That is, it has to be get executed in order to work. So it has, but by default it must have execute permissions. Okay. Next is our special modes. What are the special modes? Sticky bits. Okay. Sticky bits, we can add an extra bit. As you can see, instead of 3 bits which we used earlier, 755, that is for user, group and others, we are now going to use an extra bit in the very starting one that will on the sticky bit. Okay, and here's the T which shows that sticky bit is on. So what is the work of this sticky bit? This sticky bit is nothing but if you create a directory, no other user or group except the owner can change the name or delete the directory. Okay, that means if it can have the power also, then if it is not the user of that directory, then he cannot rename or delete that directory. Actually, sticky bits are invented very long years ago.